right here with Michael Asbury and the Westside Renegades. I'll just get right to it, Mike. That third quarter was, what do you think happened? I mean, you guys were in the game, it's a 2-point game at the half. What happened in the third?
They blitzed us. They did a couple things differently, and we didn't react to it very well, to be honest with you. Plus, the first half we didn't rebound at all. Second half, we didn't get a chance to rebound because it seemed like every shot they took, I don't know what their shooting numbers would have been, but it felt like 110%, to be honest with you. Same deal after the first time, guys. They're a really good team. Kent's a heck of a coach. They got a group of kids that are, very talented, that are very, hard-nosed kids, and kind of a perfect storm for us again tonight. Kind of happened that way, doesn't it?
Between turnovers and offensive rebounds, they generated 40 extra possessions. I just talked about that. You talked about the rebounds, and obviously they have Connor, but you guys have some length too. I mean,
well, the difference is we have some length. We have some length in our arms, and when you're dealing with a 6'7" kid that can also jump, if you don't get a body on you, you can get a rebound. I don't care how long your arms, unless you're Spectre Gadget, you ain't gonna get a rebound. First half, we didn't put a body on anybody. And it wasn't just Connor. I told him at halftime, guys, it's he's got the height, but Braxton Morgan is athletic as heck. Keegan Davidson is athletic as heck. Brock Johnson is long and athletic as heck. Talon's, he's not as big stature as those other guys, but he's super athletic. He don't care to get in there and rebound. We just didn't do a very good job of putting a body on anybody, and across the board in the first half, we were lucky to be down 2 points.
Do you feel like you let an opportunity go there? You got Fox out of the game, you got Braxton Morgan out of the game.
Probably, but at the same time, we had Braden Mulder and Cooper Hatfield sitting on the bench with foul trouble too. So, one thing you want to look at like that, yes, you feel like you gave an opportunity away, but at the same time, when you have two kids that do so much for us that are also on the bench at the same time, it affects them. It affects them differently than those guys, and it affects us differently. Those two guys do so much stuff for us that. But at the same time, Braxton Waldron played. I don't think he came out the first 3 quarters, but he played his butt off. He battled, he worked, he done a lot of ball handling for us tonight. So, him and Jacob Mullins played. I think just about every. Jacob came out a little bit in the first quarter, but they played their guts out, and just tonight just wasn't enough. Kind of a perfect storm again. We had 2 tough games on the road. We stayed away from home one night, and you come home and try to get prepped yesterday. But I don't know if it's a combination of us being tired and when you give a team that good that many extra opportunities, then it's not going to work well for you.
Do you feel like they did anything different defensively to shut you guys down in the second half?
Talon was scary and put ball pressure. He didn't play against us the first time. He just adds a different dynamic to them ball pressure wise. We didn't do a great job early of handling it. And then, I don't know if it was some of Cooper and Braden sitting out the whole second quarter. That can affect you some too. Kind of never get in the flow of the game. But, it sucks. It sucks to lose. It sucks to get walled like that in the second half. But at the same time, you got to keep it in perspective. If we'd have lost by 2, would we be upset? But they're still number 2 team in the state for a reason. They're Kent and Rory have been doing this for a long time. They know what they're doing. Kids are really good, really athletic.
Kind of talking about the positives, but last time you played, it took Braden getting hot for things to unfold the way they were positively. And you mentioned first half, he didn't play much and kids were able to stay afloat. Just talk about what you feel like has changed for you guys over the second half of the season to really be able to survive those and not be so Braden dependent.
The last couple of weeks, we got more out of the rest of the guys, especially our bigs. Rusty, you talked about it a little bit, but tonight we got walloped inside. No other way to put it. I think Connor had 18 points and probably at least 18 rebounds, if not more. Felt like anyway. You know, Braxton on the boards. I can't put it all on our bigs though. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You think rebounding? Do we need our bigs to rebound? Yes. But when you're playing against, somebody as athletic as Keegan and Brock Johnson, size of Braxton Morgan and Connor Fox, you ain't just be able to rebound with your bigs. Would we like to do a better job? Yeah, but all 5 of us have to be rebounding at the same time. So it's just a lack, team effort on the boards. Wasn't there. Disappointing to say the least. We felt lucky to be in the game at halftime because we didn't feel like we played very well, and we played the whole second quarter without Braden and Cooper. But they just took it to us in the third quarter. That's just we turned the ball over. They got out, got some easy ones. The first half we did a better job of getting out on shooters. Second half not so much. So.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it, bud.
Appreciate you,
guys.
man.